What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded Lost Souls. Oh yeah, guys. So today I wanted to start working on, surprise, surprise, more quests. This, wasn't this magenta before? Why is that looking red? I am not sure. Magenta, place it, it's red, but it's magenta. I'm not sure what's going on. Is it a blood moon, maybe? Oh, it is a blood moon. I didn't even realize this. I was kind of AFK for a little bit. Okay, well, I guess that explains why that's red instead of purple. But yeah, now that we are... Oh yeah, you can see all the monsters outside. We're inside the base. We're pretty well secure in here. There's no way for monsters to get in, and we have our mega torches around, so we should be pretty well safe from the outside blood moon. Don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I was kind of poking through the quest book here. I saw that we had unlocked a new section, environmental. I don't believe this was available previously, but now we have it available, so that's kind of cool. New section. I did mess with this new version of environmental tech where there are different upgrade things. So if we look at, oh, I don't know, mining control. Actually, let's just search for controller. I can't remember the name of it. So yeah, like a solar array controller, for instance, you have a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, 4, 5, 6. So void or miner controller is same thing. Now each one of these requires a previous version's like materials. So for instance, in order to make this, we need to have litherite, right? So in order to get litherite, I think there is actually a recipe to craft that stuff. But anyway, in order to get to the next tier, we're going to need to get erodium. And to get erodium, you pretty much need to have the tier 1, and it has to mine this stuff. And the preferred doesn't have like a lens. So you're going to be getting it at like the low rate. Yeah, this is a very, very slow process. It's one of those things that you want to set up early on and just have it run so you get a whole bunch of the previous stuff, the erodium. Yeah, and then to make the tier 2, we're going to need, to make the tier 3, we're going to need like the cryonite, which we get from the tier 2, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of a long process. So maybe today we should take a look at starting this. It does require a decent amount of power. I don't know if we're going to have enough power to keep this going. But yeah, our first quest here is litherite. It says litherite is needed for making the tier 1 machines. Also for making the assembler, you can left click with the assembler on a multi-block controller. See all the required blocks for the multi-block. So this wants us to make an assembler, and it wants us to make a litherite crystal crafting task. So litherite crystal is made in this mod pack with this recipe here. So we need lime plus green, 4 flint, and a diamond. That's really not that bad. I think that's definitely something that we can do. So we need lime and green. So there's 2 lime, there's 2 green. We could use green dye if we wanted to. It doesn't really matter. We can go ahead and turn the lime dye into this powder stuff. All right, and we'll put that back. So now we need 4 flint, which we don't have over here, and a diamond, which we don't have over here as well. I probably should look at bringing a crafting table over here to our diamond area. That might be a good idea. All right, so there's 1 diamond. Oh, you know what? I thought we had our flint over here as well because we were doing this stuff. Do we not have flint over here? I guess not. We should have a compacting drawer. Actually, you know what? We don't have a compacting drawer. That's why I thought it was over there. It's because I thought I had made a compacting drawer for it, but I've only compressed all of our flint. It's somewhere in here, I do believe. Let's do the old double click thing so we can find it easier. So there is flint flakes. And where would I have put our flint? I know we have a lot of it. Did I leave it all in the nether? I guess that's possible that I would have done that. Nope, it's right here. So yeah, the flint blocks look like bedrock, which is kind of crazy. So we need 4 of those. Okay, we found it. Oh my goodness. I should get myself a compacting drawer for this, and that way I'll never be like, where is it? I'll always know. Okay, so there is 4 litherite crystals. So that should complete the first part of that quest. And then we need the assembler. And that is made with 1 litherite plus 2 obsidian. That's an easy thing for us to do. All right, we can go ahead and craft that guy. So that completes the first portion of the quest. Quest complete, letherite. Very good. All right, so that gives us a loot chest. We'll go ahead and claim that, pop it, and that's a full set of iron armor. I don't think we're going to be wearing that. We have better stuff at this point, but we can go ahead and throw that in the smeltery and melt that all down into iron, which I do believe we are still kind of running a little low on. So that gives us a little over, I guess, 2 2/3 blocks of iron, which is not bad. So I'll pour that out a little bit later. Blood moon must be over. This looks a lot less red. All right, so let's move on. So that's now done. So we have a whole lot of different things available. So we have ethium, ionite, palladium, cryonite, and erodium. These are all different things that are available. Litherite block, I guess that wants us to make a few more recipes of that stuff and craft a block for some reason. I'm not sure. Modifiers, speed modifier will make our thing go a lot faster, depending if it's the void ore miner or the void botanical miner or whatever. Those make it go faster. I believe it also makes it use more power. The tier 6 machine with a whole lot of these speed modifiers goes really fast. These are things that you're going to want at some point. The piezo modifier makes your solar panel work when it's raining. Like, it produces a little bit of power. Not very useful in my opinion. Accuracy modifier, I believe that makes the void ore miner get the resources you want with the specific colored lens. I think. I can't remember. Null modifier, that's just like placeholders. Okay, so I'm not sure. Maybe we should look at making the tier 1 void miner. So we got a solar array, lunar, void ore, resource. Actually, no, we need the resource miner. The resource miner is what mines up like the erodium and so on and so forth. So a void resource miner controller tier 1. Void resource tier 1. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. So we need 4 litherite blocks. We need a diode. So that is some glass, redstone, and iron. That's not bad. We need some kind of a lens. I think it was a clear one that I wanted. So that's, wait a second, that can't be right. That's a crystal laser lens. Let's just search for laser lens. Laser lens. A clear, yeah, the clear one is the one that we want. Okay, so that is 7 glass. All right, so that's not bad. What else is it that we need here? That's pretty much about, oh, we need these interconnects. That's something we didn't see. Oh, okay. So in order to make an interconnect, we have to do Botania. That's interesting. Litherite block turns into an interconnect. Huh. I would not have expected that would have been the recipe. And then obsidian up here. Okay, well, we need to get ourselves... Oh, okay. So we have to do a runic altar in order to make the litherite block. And it looks like it is 9 litherite crystals. Again, another thing I wasn't quite expecting. So we're going to need to do a little bit of Botania in order to start into this. Did we have a section here for doing Botania? I know we had a little bit of stuff that we looked at earlier done. Tinkering, other worlds. Maybe we haven't done too much with Botania. Okay, well, I tell you guys what. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what we have here, try and figure out the first step of what we should do, and then we'll continue on. Alright guys, so I wasn't quite sure how far into Botania we did. I remember we did a little bit of Botania stuff previously. We made ourselves, I believe, living wood, right? Living wood we crafted with some mystical white petals. That's why we have all those petals, because we had to sift for these, and then I sifted them more. And then we had to go hunting for mushrooms, which we found in the nether. So all of that together made a living wood, and then I believe we did some stuff with that. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what all it was that we made with the living wood. But yeah, so what we're going to end up doing here is we need to make ourselves a petal apothecary. There's a bunch of different flavors of those, but we're just going to make the standard version. So to make that, we need 1 red mushroom, 2 nether brick slabs, and 4 nether brick. So we need to get ourselves 7 nether brick, I believe, right? So we can make ourselves some slabs. We have the 4 nether brick we need. We do need the mushrooms, which are around here somewhere. 1 red mushroom. And was that it? I think that's it. Okay, so let's make ourselves a petal apothecary. All right, so there we go. So again, I had mentioned it before that the textures have changed. So that is slightly different if you've seen Botania before. The textures have been updated in 1.12, and that's our new petal apothecary. Personally, I'm not a fan of the new textures, but it is what it is. They all seem to work exactly the same as before. Okay, so now that we have a petal apothecary, we need to make ourselves a pure white daisy, or a pure daisy, however it's called. So we need 4 petals, and we need to get ourselves a wheat seed. Easy. Now that we have that, we need to go get ourselves a bucket of water, which I have on me, but might as well come over here and get it filled up as well. Okay, so we will place this down next to our infinite water source here. All right, so we will put our bucket of water, 4 of those white petals. You can see it on the tooltip there, I guess on the cursor in the middle of the screen. And then we just drop a seed on there, and there is a pure daisy. Very good, very easy. I'll leave that there because I'm sure a little bit later we are gonna need to make ourselves a way to generate mana. Maybe over here is where we'll start putting our Botania stuff. I don't really know. It seems like this is the greenest spot on the base, and it kind of makes sense to put this here. Maybe not right there. Maybe here. I think that's better. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to get ourselves a litherite block to put next to the daisy. I don't know if it's been changed in this mod pack or not as far as making like living wood, but let's give this a go. Normally with these daisies, what you do is you place wood next to them and they start sparkling. So I guess it has not been changed. So all of this wood after 60 seconds should turn into living wood, right? You can speed this up if you get yourself a special item which turns that grass into enchanted grass. It'll make it go in 30 seconds. And then the same thing as this, if you put stone around it, after a minute it'll turn into living rock. So yeah, that's how you get the basic Botania items if you haven't seen Botania before. All right, so pretty simple. So along that same line of thinking, we need to make ourselves litherite blocks and place that around. So, oh, actually, no, I'm a step ahead. We do have to figure out how to make the litherite block, and that is with a runic altar. So before we can even get to this point, we need to start producing mana. It looks like in order to make a runic altar, I haven't even looked at these paths, and I probably should have done this. We have to have a luminous crafting table. This is something I've never done before. This is Astral sorcery. Okay, so we need to get ourselves a mana pearl, which is easy. Once we get a little bit of mana, you drop a pearl into the mana pool. A living rock we already have from rewards, and we've already discussed how to make that stuff. So a luminous crafting table. I don't know how to get this thing. So it doesn't show there's a recipe here for this. I think at this point I'm going to have to go through the Astral sorcery. How do you spell that? A-S-T-R-A-L. Astral sorcery. Is there some kind of in-game guide for this? I would imagine there should be. There's a book here, Astral tome. So in order to make that, we have to have a luminous crafting table. That doesn't really help out too much. Okay, I guess what I'm going to do at this point, since I've never used this mod before, is I'm going to take a moment, go look it up, figure out what the first steps are for this mod, and try and figure out liquid starlight, and try and figure out if there's anything in particular that I need to know about it. But yeah, it looks like there are specific crafting altars and things like that we are definitely going to need. Alright guys, so I just did a little bit of looking into Astral sorcery here, trying to figure out what it is that we need to do. And from what it sounds like, that one of the very first things that we are going to need to do is try and find ourselves some aquamarine. Now, these right here, this is an altar from Astral sorcery. And again, I've never used the mod before. I've seen a little bit of it. I don't really know what I'm doing. Our base is just right over there, so this is just a naturally formed structure. One thing that I do know is that underneath some of these pillars, either one or many of them, or I guess maybe zero to many of them, you can find chests that have stuff in them. Okay, well, we got lucky on that one. Nothing under this one, nothing under this one, and nothing under this one. Okay, so we got one chest, and this gives us a constellation paper. It says there's nothing here. It says we just learned Dissidia, I guess. So there is some iron, some gold, emerald, and some glowstone. Okay, very cool. I don't think there's really anything else with this particular altar. I do believe there are two more different types of altars, though. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, aquamarine, from what I understand, that can be found in rivers, in sand. Yeah, here's some right here. Okay, so aquamarine shale. Now, if you break it, it should give you an aquamarine, but I don't know if that's affected by fortune. So let's try mining that with our pickaxe, even though that's probably not what we should mine it with. Oh yeah, it looks like we got 3 of them. So I do believe that is affected by fortune. Whoops, I thought I was grabbing my hang glider. I wasn't. Yeah, this stuff is a little hard to see, but there is a few pieces here. It looks like we have 4 different ores. So let's go ahead and mine these up. We'll grab some more of the aquamarine. Other things that I was learning about this mod, we were looking at how to craft some things, and it said that we needed to get ourselves the constellation crafting, or it was something like that, right? And there was no recipe to do that, so I was trying to figure out how it is that we make that particular thing. There's an astral tome that you can make. Yeah, the luminous crafting table, that's what it is. But in order to make the tome, which is like the guide for the mod, you have to have a luminous crafting table. From what I understand, you should be able to craft this stuff on a normal crafting table. You don't actually need a luminous crafting table, so we'll give that a go. But before we could do that, we do need to have the aquamarine, so that's why we're over here, right? Okay, well, we have a few pieces. I saw there was one more. Oh, no, there's 2 more ore here. Let's mine these up real quick before we take off. I don't want to have to continuously come back and forth and try and find more of that stuff. Man, it looks like we're getting quite a few pieces. Maybe it like drops the same as lapis or whatever when you break it. Definitely seemed like we're getting more than 3 at a time there. Whoop, took a little bit of, I guess, drowning damage. Okay, very good. So let's head back to the base real quick now that we have this stuff. We are going to need to try and find, I believe... What is... What is happening over here? I have no idea what that is. I've never heard that before. It sounded like creeper after creeper after creeper was exploding. Okay, very weird. Whatever that was. But yeah, there's like a few different types of temples. We do need to go around, explore, and try and find some of those at some point in the future. But I did see that there was some kind of a temple down here previously when I was mining this staircase out. I think it's maybe the next landing or the one after. Our map changes and it shows. Yeah, here we go. You can see it on the mini map now. There is, yeah, this room right here. I believe that's another astral sorcery thing. So we might take a look at that here in a little bit. I don't know. But first things first, I do want to see if we can craft this stuff to make the tome, pretty much the instruction manual for astral sorcery on our crafting table, or if we have to do this whole mod blind. Okay, so in order to make the astral tome, we need to have aquamarine. Very good, we have that. We need a book, that's easy enough, and then we have to have parchment, which also has to be crafted on this. So we need 4 paper plus an aquamarine. Hopefully we can just craft that up real easily, and we don't have to worry about this luminous crafting table thing. So if we do that plus that, and sure enough, it does craft up. Okay, and then we need to get ourselves a book, and that does require us to have tanned leather or this other stuff. That's kind of a pain to do, isn't it? We do have bookshelves on us, so I'll just go ahead and place one down that we got from that village and break that apart, and there we go. There's some books. Okay, so now we should be able to craft this. So that's parchment plus a book, and then 3 of these things. Cool. All right, so there we go. Astral tome. I'm going to have to clear up my inventory. We've got too many things going on in there. So here we go. We are, in fact, starting astral sorcery for the first time. It says hover over one of the clusters and zoom in using the scroll wheel or W and S. Discovery. Oh. Okay, well, I guess you can, in fact, scroll in like that. W or S. Well, that's kind of cool. I like it. I haven't really seen this before. So constellation paper. Inside chests found in scattered shrines across the land, explorers occasionally come across some blank scrolls. Removing one of these scrolls from the chest will cause a name to appear on the top along with a strange drawing that resembles some of the stars seen in the night sky. After collecting a number of them, it appears that each scroll shows a different set of stars to start with, but eventually they start showing up blank. Okay. So we've seen this stuff here. I do believe with this book, you can shift right click on it to get a little chest, or I guess a little storage area, and you can place your constellation papers in there as like storage so they don't take up space in your inventory, which is it's kind of nice, especially if there's going to be a lot of those things that we're going to have to deal with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up my inventory here, and then I'm going to see if I can fly around and find any more of those shrines, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I was waiting for nighttime to be over with, and I was looking at our map here. We press J, we see the map, and I was kind of looking at everything that looked like the Astral sorcery shrines, because I want to collect some stuff from them. So yeah, there's one fairly close, it was only 200 blocks away. The other one was pretty close as well, but this one is one that we haven't been to, so we'll check this one out. It looks like it's another basic one, nothing too special. It seems like I always choose the correct one every single time here. I guess it's a 25% chance, 1 out of 4 that I get it. Yeah, this one's got some gold, more aquamarine, nothing too crazy or special. Okay, so now that we've seen that one and there's nothing special about it, I will go ahead and try and remove this marker. So we got to go to our waypoints, find the one that's closest to us, and I guess I'll turn it off. I'll leave it just in case we need to come back to it later, but that way it won't show up. So now that our next closest one, looks like it's about 1,400 blocks away, so let me try and find that one. This one. All right, so we'll head over this general direction. Yeah, we can fly for forever, basically, with our squid flying ring and this hang glider. So I'll just go ahead and make my way over there. Interesting ones that I've seen so far, though. Over here, where was it? Yeah, over here in like this Extreme Hills biome area. There appears to be an AE2 crater, and then there was like this square thing of white on top of it. I think that might be a shrine. And then I saw another one very close to it over here that looks way different than the rest of the terrain. So I put a mark on there. I don't know if those are Astral sorcery shrines, but it's definitely got my attention. So I'll be heading over there as soon as I can. Hopefully we'll be able to get over there here very, very soon. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fly, check out the rest of these shrines. If there's nothing interesting, if they're only like these small ones that we've seen already, I won't bring you guys back in. If it is something new, though, I'll definitely come back and show you guys it. So be right back. Well, that one thing that I thought was a shrine isn't. It's just an AE2 meteor with snow on it, which is a little disappointing. But the second one that I saw over here does, in fact, look like one of the big boy shrines. One of the things that we're looking for, so that's good. We don't have to do a whole lot of crazy exploring to find anything better than this one. All right, so we got a shrine here. That's awesome. I don't really know how to get down into it. I know there's supposed to be a basement underneath these things. Maybe we'll just dig down a little bit. Well, there's a big open room down here. Oh, okay, I guess there was a cave. So let's poke into this thing. What do we got? What do we got here? Aha! The floating crystal. This is a thing that we need absolutely in order to get started in Astral sorcery. So that is really, really good. So we have a chest here. We got another constellation paper, more aquamarine bones, things like that. And there appears to be one more over here. And we get another constellation paper. Okay, so how many of these we found? We found 5 of these different constellations. And I think that is the amount that you need to start off with. I don't think there's any more than that. Now, it won't let me put these in here. So I think that is every single type. So these won't go in. I assume we'll find other constellations later. Yeah, again, I don't really know much about Astral sorcery. So what I do know, though, is I was reading this book here. And if we look at the one beyond constellation paper, it says ancient shrines. This says scattered across the world, there are ancient shrines built from marble, by a civilization long past. Some of the most renowned shrines feature elaborate structures have been located atop high hills and mountains, while smaller ones have been dug up from under the sands in the desert. So it sounds like there are shrines in the deserts, but we haven't found a desert yet. While they don't seem to be very special at first, it's told that many of them harbor old and sacred treasures. Unlike the legends, however, only a few old chests and stories of strange floating crystals have ever been reported within. The properties of the floating crystals are quite bizarre. They appear to emit a constant shimmering starlight that flickers in an eerie and enchanting way. There's little doubt that these crystals are man-made. Their true age and origin is practically impossible to ascertain, but after some observation, it can be determined that the crystals seem to be imperviously fixed in their alignment with the stars. Okay, so it says not even the tiniest sliver can be chipped from them, even with the most destructive method. So I guess these crystals are unbreakable is what that's trying to say. I don't know. I don't want to try and break it because this thing was hard to find. Something seems strange about these crystals. The light they emit seems to ebb and flow almost like water in response to certain objects. Maybe placing a crafting table nearby would yield interesting results. Okay, so this wants us to make and place a crafting table near this guy here. So that is our next step. So let's go ahead and grab our dink. No, we will grab 4 planks and do the little thingy we do and place this down here. Aha! Look at that. So now we have a beam of light coming over to this thing. Right clicking on it, still looks like a regular crafting table. I'm not sure if there's a certain amount of time or what has to happen in order for this thing to work. Do I need to remove the sea lantern so it has direct access to the sky? I know this mod relies on starlight, so maybe nothing happens until nighttime. Maybe nothing happens unless it has direct access to the sky. These are things that I don't really know. So this is Astral sorcery marble, this stuff. So I found a lot of that just by mining previously. We'll go ahead and, actually I think that goes in one more block, doesn't it? We'll go ahead and fill this thing in here. Yeah, and then how's the light level in here? We got, oh, this is spawnable. Okay, so let's throw some torches around. We'll make this thing a little bit nicer. Make sure nothing's gonna spawn in here. If we get a blood moon or something, we don't want anything spawning on us. Yeah, I don't really know how this works. Obviously, we have a connection here. Things are working, but I'm not seeing anything different. Okay, so maybe further reading is needed in order for us to figure out what's going on. Alright guys, so I was taking a look at what our next step of progression was, kind of looking at our astral tome and what it says that we need to do, and it seems like the next thing, now that we have the crafting table here next to a floating crystals, we need to make ourselves a resonating wand. So in order to make a resonating wand, we have to have a luminous crafting table, and we have to have 2 aquamarine, an ender pearl, and 2 marble. So I didn't have an ender pearl, so I had to go all the way back to the base and then come all the way back here, and now I have an ender pearl. But it got me thinking, do we actually need the crafting table here with our floating crystal? So I made another crafting table. I set it further away. You can see there is no beam coming over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the hostile creatures off. There is no way for these guys to ever die from the sunlight since they have like 1,000,000 health and we're just going to listen to that zombie burn. But anyway, I wanted to see, we have a crafting table there with a beam of light, crafting table here with no beam of light. If we try and make one of these things over here, does it in fact craft? And that is the recipe for this thing. 2 aquamarine, 2 marble, and an ender pearl. Not crafting. Okay, so if we come over here and we craft it on this guy, we do that plus 2 of these and 2 of those. Yeah, look at that. Sure enough, it does give us the recipe. So we have to have this beam of light in order for this crafting table, which doesn't look any different. It just has this beam in the game in order for us to craft a resonating wand. Okay, so we have that. It looks like we meet the requirements for magic and building, which is cool. So yeah, the next step is we needed to get ourselves the altar from Botania. So if we take a look at that, the altar, this thing, the runic altar. I forgot to take this stuff with me. But also, we need to get ourselves a mana pearl, and we don't have any mana right now. But yeah, in order for us to make the runic altar, we need to craft it on this luminous crafting table. So that's 5 living rock and 1 mana pearl. In order to get the mana pearl, we drop an ender pearl into a mana pool that has mana in it, and then we get that. But in order to make a mana pool, we do need to craft on the luminous crafting table for that to happen. So we need more living rock. So I'm not going to go all the way back to the base and back here again. It's like 1,500 blocks one way, so like 3,000 blocks round trip in order to go from our base all the way over here to the shrine, unfortunately. So something we might look at doing is setting up some kind of a teleportation system. I think the ones that we have available right now would be from RF Tools. Yeah, we can go from one telepad to another and then back again. We will have to set up RF somewhere out here in order for it to, the receiving thing and the sending thing to fill up. Otherwise we'll get stuck or die or whatever. Or maybe it just makes it so it doesn't receive anymore. I don't remember how that works. But anyway, that's a thing that we'll have to do because there's no way I'm going to be flying back and forth all the time for these different things. Yeah, that's just going to get super annoying. But yeah, I think we're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today. We checked out a little bit of Astral Sorcery. Never seen this mod before. Well, never played with it myself. I have seen just a very, very little bit of it. So I'm figuring it out as we go. If you guys have any tips and tricks for this mod, be sure to leave it down in the comment section down below. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.